So let us now begin our lesson. Of course, our first lesson for this subject is we need to define philosophy. So, what is philosophy all about? Okay, when we say philosophy, what is this meant for? And I would like to inform you that the reference we are using is the book entitled Introduction to the Philosophy of the Human Person, particularly pages 1 to 9. The author of the book is Roberto D. Abella, issued by DepEd for senior high school use. Now, if you notice the picture, at the left side, that is a symbol of philosophy. Uh, it symbolizes a thinking being. You know, during the early philosophers, they were branded as the thinkers. So that's their symbol, right? All right. So before we define philosophy, let us first read and analyze this combo between a teacher and a student. Okay. So the teacher asked Juan, Juan, what would you like to be when you grow up? Juan answered, Ma'am, I want to be happy. The teacher again told Juan, Juan, you did not understand my question. Then Juan responded, Ma'am, you did not understand what life is all about. Right? Questions. Number one, do you think that Juan's answer was appropriate for his teacher's question? Number two, what do you think was Juan's interpretation of his teacher's question? Number three, based on his responses, what kind of student do you imagine Juan to be? And number four, how is philosophy related to this situation? Baka sabihin mo, pwede mong sabihin na napaka-pilosopo naman ng Juan na yun, ha? Hindi sumasagot na maayos sa teacher. And mind you guys, sometimes yung idea natin ng philosophy ay gano'n. Kung paano tayo sumagot ng pabalang, yan, pamamilos. Kaya sinasabihan ng iba, napaka-pilosopo mo. No? Pero hindi po yan ang tunay na ibig sabihin ng pamimilosopo. No? Yung tunay na pilosopo ay yung may sense ang mga sinasabi. May kahulugan, may kabuluhan yung mga sinasabi. One time yung anak dahil pilosopo siya, sinabi ng kanyang kaibigan, wag kayong lumaban sa nanay nyo, dapat hindi kayo nagkukulang sa mga magulang nyo, sabi ng pilosopong bata. Sabi niya, hindi naman talaga ako nagkukulang sa mga magulang ko. One time nga sabi ng nanay ko, sumusobra ka na. Di ba? So hindi ako nagkulang kasi sabi niya sumusobra ka na. Hindi, joke lang po. So, yung filosofiya o yung philosophy, ang objective po nito, ang layunin po ng filosofiya ay tunguhin kung ano ang katotohanan. So yun po. So pag ikaw ay nagtatanong at naghahanap ng sagot sa katanungan mo, you are actually doing philosophy. Okay? Now, are you like Juan? Katulad ka ba ni Juan? Have you ever found yourself wondering about the things you experience or where your life is headed? Nag-iisip ka ba kung minsan, tinatanong mo ba ang sarili mo kung ano yung mga nangyayari sa buhay mo? Hindi ka ba nagtataka? Hindi ka ba nagtatanong? Have you encountered situations where you had to think about the deeper questions in life? Napakalalim yung mga tanong mo sa buhay naranasan mo ba yon? You know, throughout our lives, we have wondered about many things which lead us to ask a lot of questions. By nature, human beings are inquisitive. When we were young and curious, maganda, no? Young and curious, old and furious, and a joke only, when we were young and curious, our questions oftentimes are, ito yung mga tinatanong natin, yung mga bata pa tayo. Ano yan? What is this? What does this do? Para saan yan? Why are trees tall? Bakit ang tataas ng kahoy? Why is the sky so far away? Ba't ang layo-layo ng langit? Yun yung mga questions natin. And, these queries may be easily ignored because of their simplicity, but this indicate a healthy curiosity in a sense of wonder, which is an important feature of childhood innocence. Now, as we grow older, our questions are influenced by our experiences and circumstances. Of course, yung mga questions natin medyo malalim, medyo deep na siya, Kasi kung tanda-tanda mo na at nagtatanong ka pa rin na bakit mataas yung kahoy, so iba na yon. So when we grow older, we find ourselves asking more serious questions such as why do I have to study? What do I need to do to get better grades? Yun yung mga questions ng mga students. Why can't I have more friends? Bakit ba iniiwasan ako ng mga kaibigan ko, ng mga tao? Wala akong kaibigan. What should I do to achieve my goals in life? So medyo deep na yan, pang estudyante na mga questions, Or why did I fail? Of course, yung mga mature, yung mga parents natin, yung mga professionals, yung mga more mature people, they have also different questions in life. Marami rin nilang mga tanong sa buhay nila. Okay, so in other words, guys, our lives are really full of questions. Dami-dami nating tanong sa buhay natin. Napakaraming bagay na tinatanong natin sa sarili natin, Sometimes we pause and think, and we encounter deep questions, like, what is love? Diba? Mga love, ano ba ang love? Is love worth giving up everything? Where can one find true happiness? Does the end justify the means? Diba? May mga tanong tayong ganyan. Why do good people suffer? Bakit pa sino pa yung mabubuting tao ay sila pa ang pinapatay? Diba? Dami-dami nating mga existential questions, bakit mga injustice? Why is there injustice in this world? What can we do to make the world a better place? Why do you have to be a good person? Dami-dami nating mga tanong sa buhay natin, And a big part of living is spent pondering many questions. And mind you guys, in doing that, in asking questions, we find meaning, Our lives become more meaningful because we search for answers for the innumerable questions in life, In other words, guys, hindi lang tayo dapat na nagtatanong, kundi dapat ay naghahanap tayo ng kasagutan sa mga tanong na yan. We find answers to all our questions, and that is philosophizing. That is the essence of philosophy, guys. Now, the essence of philosophy, therefore, is the search for answers to life's questions. It's a search for meaning for our existence. Why do we exist? So that's a very basic existential question. So philosophy, therefore, is a search for the answers to our questions. So philosophy begins with question and find the answers. Okay, so very simple. So philosophy, in other words, is uh, asking questions. You ask questions and search for the answer to the questions. Okay, so let's proceed now to our question. What is philosophy? I will give you first the etymological meaning of the word philosophy. Although we already uh, said that philosophy is a search for meaning, a search for answers, to the different questions in life. So there are two words, combined in the word philosophy. So the etymological meaning of the word philosophy, no, this comes from word philos, Greek word philos and Sophia. Philos means love and Sophia means wisdom. In other words, philosophy is love of wisdom. So this was used by the ancient Greeks, philosophy is love of wisdom. And soon they applied it to the study of discipline. So that's why we integrated now the philosophy in the curriculum, in senior high school. So it becomes a discipline, that uses human reason. So discipline that uses human reason to investigate the ultimate causes, reasons, and principles which govern all things. Okay, people who engage in philosophy are called philosophers or lovers of wisdom. So pag mga ah, nag-aaral tayo ng filosofiya, nag-aaral tayo ng philosophy, kayo ay tinatawag na mga philosophers. So lovers of wisdom. So ano ba ang mga lovers of wisdom? Ano ang mga philosophers? Simple. Hindi, pag ikaw ay hindi naniniwala agad sa mga information na nakukuha mo, ano? Yan po ay isang sign na you are a philosopher. No, alam niyo naman, ang dami-dami mga fake news ngayon na kumakalat sa social media. May mga information tayong nakukuha. Pag may natanggap ka na information, kahit hindi mo bini-verify, naniniwala ka, ibig sabihin ay kulang ka sa philosophizing. So, a real philosopher ay hindi ganun ang ugali, na naniniwala ka agad kahit sa mga fake news. So, yan. So, etymological meaning, love of wisdom. Philosophy means love of wisdom. Then, yung mga philosophers, yung mga nag-aaral sa philosophy, kayo mga estudyante, pwede na rin kayong tawaging mga philosophers, mga lovers of wisdom. Kaya nga dapat yung mga philosopher, yung mga nag-aaral ng philosophy, yung inyong mga sinasabi, yung inyong mga ginagawa ay may mga kabuluhan, may mga sense, no? Kasi hindi ka matatawag na philosopher kung walang kwenta yung mga sinasabi mo, walang katotohanan, walang katuturan yung mga pinagagawa mo. You cannot be called as lovers of wisdom. So, at present, philosophy is an important field of study. As we have said, it touches upon a diverse array of topics and disciplines. Every aspect of human knowledge, from art, science, and technology, has benefited from the inquiring nature of philosophy. So yun. So pag sinabing philosophy, ay more on questions, nagtatanong ka. Okay? So yun ang basic. Pag sinabing philosophy, ay palaging nagtatanong yan. Kaya hindi masama ang magtanong. Okay? So, why there is a need to philosophize? Why there is a need to philosophize? What are the reasons that drive one to philosophize? May mga reasons tayo, and this is based on theories ng mga based on the philosophical enterprise of our philosophers, you know. So what are the reasons? So there are four actually reasons that drive a person to philosophize. Number one, according to Plato, ano? According to Plato, Plato was the great philosopher, you know, and Plato said that whenever we are confronted with an experience, we always wonder how it came about. Man's overbounding curiosity drives him to ask questions, some of which have no definite answers. Where did we come from? Ano, why do we exist? Diba? Yan yung mga tanong natin. Saan ba tayo nagmula? For what purpose were we created? Consider a small child's curiosity, diba? Parang ganun. So when we start to wonder, you know, yung mga Greek philosopher noon, yung kanilang center ng kanilang philosophizing ay yung nature, yung ano yung mga ano, yung mga nangyayari sa paligid nila. So nakakonsentrate sila, usually karamihan ng mga philosophers, about nature. Kaya parang pag nagtataka ka, ano, nag-wonder ka, that is actually a beginning of philosophy. Nagtaka ka, paano kaya nangyari yun? Wow, paano nangyari yun? So, nagtanong ka, paano nangyari yun? So, alamin mo, paano nangyari yun? And that's the sense of what Plato is telling us, you know, that through his man's need to philosophize, to his sense of wonder. Now, yung father of the modern philosophy, si René Descartes, ano, sa 15th century French philosopher, ano, sa kanya naman, when you doubt, pag ikaw naman ay naging skeptical, hindi mo naman yung mga information na hindi mo kaagad tinatanggap, kundi nagda-doubt ka, hindi ka kaagad naniniwala. So Descartes was famous for rejecting or questioning established ideas, and he even went as far as doubting his own ideas. Diba? Kahit sarili niya, ginadoubt niya. His method of examining ideas and perspectives became the basis of critical thinking and analysis in the sciences. So, yan po. So, sa kanya, para kay René Descartes, diba? He's also a mathematician. Diba? So, pag nagda-doubt ka, that is actually good, okay lang yan. Pag sinabihan kang I love you, totoo ba yun? No? So, ikaw, babae, kailangan magda-doubt ka, hindi yung, okay, no. So, doubt. Okay, so una, sense of wonder, nagtataka ka. Pangalawa ay doubt, ano ba yung doubt sa Tagalog, di ba? Hindi ka kaagad naniniwala. No, alanganin ka maniwala sa may agam-agam ka. Now, next is according to Karl Jaspers, the 20th century Swiss German philosopher. Sabi naman niya, there's a need to philosophize because we have experience, no? So Jasper believed that man is often confronted by experiences which challenge his ideas and frameworks. So Jasper called these experiences as limit situations, and these are often accompanied by feeling of helplessness, anxiety, or dread. For Jaspers, philosophy provides us a means to understand adverse or challenging conditions and to rise above them and gain new knowledge and perspectives. So yun po daw ang nagagawa ng So una ay sense of wonder, pangalawa, doubt, then pangatlo, experience. Ba? And maganda yung kanyang sinabi, yung to rise above them, and gain new knowledge and perspective. So ano man kasama yung experience natin, ano man kahirap yun, we will rise above them and gain new knowledge and perspective. So we learn from experience. Now, ang na reason, finally, the need to philosophize is driven by the love of peace. Dahil yung because of our of our drive to become wise, to to get to the truth, and to to have that insatiable desire for truth. So yan po yung dahilan bakit kailangan nating mag-philosophize. No? So, uh, so yun po, ang ating mga, so as philosopher, therefore, does not seek knowledge to claim ownership of it. So, ang tunay na philosopher, hindi nagmamayabang, nasa ganito, matalino, ganyan, no. A philosopher actually is not satisfied with figuring out the answer to a question. Pag nakuha niya na yung sagot sa tanong niya, meron na naman sa panibagong tanong. He seeks to continue to question, to prove kasi yung kung minsan yung mga sagot sa tanong ay may mga panibagong tanong na naman. Tapos makuha mo na naman yung sagot sa isang tanong na yan, magli-lead naman to another question and question and question. But guys, what is important in philosophy is you ask questions. Anong napakahalaga ay yung nagtatanong ka at you find, you explore the answers for that questions, in order to get to the bottom of things. And it was exemplified by the father of Greek philosophy, The father of Greek philosophy is Socrates, was Socrates. The Socrates, was famous for having said, I know that I do not know. I know that I do not know. Diba? That is a very humble statement. I know that I do not know. Kahit na siya ay tinaguriang the midwife of truth dahil napakatalino niya, napakagaling niya, pero napaka-humble pa rin niya. At sa ngayong panahon, may mga tao kung mataas na yung pinag-aralan, ang yabang-yabang na, pero si Socrates, napakatalino niya. Napakagaling niya, pero sabi niya, I know that I do not know. Anong ibig sabihin yun? Simple. It is accepting that in our ignorance, we can begin to learn and understand. So, if we accept na tayo'y walang alam, na hindi puno yung ating kalo, yung ating sombrero, hindi yung cup natin, yung baso, hindi puno, makakatanggap pa rin tayo ng mga bagay-bagay at makakaintindi tayo, matututo tayo. Yung iba kasi pag puno na sila, di ba, tingnan mo yung baso, paglagyan mo yan ng tubig, pag puno na, paglagyan mo ng tubig yan ay nasasayang lang na nabubuhos kasi puno na eh. So, kailangan we have to empty ourselves, So, it's accepting that in our ignorance, we can begin to learn and understand. Si Socrates din is also known for this motto, the unexamined life is not worth living. Diba? Very very meaningful ito na na motto niya. Makikita natin ito kahit saan. Simple lang kaya ibig sabihin. It means that our knowledge of philosophy will lead us to a more reflective and transformative life. Na at kung ikaw talaga ay isang tunay na philosopher, so yung mga galaw mo ay makahulugan, yung mga galaw mo ay mabuti, yung action mo doesn't hurt others, ba? Yung mga action mo is a manifestation, is a expression of your true knowledge, na yung lahat ng galaw mo ay pinag-iisipan mo, na yung mga pagkakamali mo ay tinatanggap mo at inaayos mo. Wow, napakaganda,